Could Cy Young play in 2022? Now, this is going to be a fun exercise to see if one of the most legendary baseball players ever could play in the modern day. So, Denton True Young, aka Cy Young, played from 1890 to 1911. A long time ago. His whole career predated World War I. Cy Young has more losses than a lot of people even dream about having wins. He has 315 losses with 511 wins, and he has a 2.63 career ERA with over 7,300 innings pitched, 2,800 strikeouts, and a career WAR of 163.6. And also, he threw in 906 games throughout his career. And also, may I add, he won a Triple Crown, 2 ERA titles, and a 1903 World Series. So there is no doubting that Cy Young was one of the best ever to do it in his era. But the big argument is, how hard did he actually throw, and would he actually be able to play in today's game? So of course you can look up stuff on the internet of how hard he threw and, does it equate to today? But I did find it was interesting. In 1892, after he played for already 2 years, they actually moved back the mound because Cy Young and I think some other players were throwing so hard, supposedly, that they actually moved the mound back from 55 feet to 60 feet. So that's kind of an interesting little caveat, but still the majority of his career was off a 60-foot mound. It depends on his actual stuff. And again, we don't know what he actually had in his repertoire, right? He had a fastball, we know that, but actually how fast was it? Was it actually 95 to 100 or was it 85 to 90 and just everyone else was throwing like 70 to 75, so it looked like he was just blowing cheddar? Now, what type of off-speed pitches did they throw back then? Did Cy Young have a nasty curveball with a slider and a changeup combo, or was he just fastball, changeup, fastball, curveball type of guy, or was he just up there just blowing cheddar the whole time and striking out people? We don't know really what he had in his repertoire, right? And on top of that, I would assume he was a actual good pitcher, so he can actually locate well, and I think that would actually do him justice in today's game. So let's say Cy Young threw an average fastball in his prime of 93 miles per hour. I think that's probably safe to say. He'd be able to pitch in today's game, but he would have to locate very well because a lot of guys that throw under 95 nowadays just get railed if they don't locate perfectly. So Cy Young would be able to be a 4 or 5 starter in today's game, I think. Probably eat you a lot of innings, obviously. But if he was throwing as hard as these modern guys are, then he probably could, whether it's at the back end of the bullpen or as a starting pitcher. We truly just don't know, and it's very hard to compare his stats because he played in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. Again, predating World War I and just coming 25 years after the end of the Civil War, which is just bonkers to think about. So to kind of wrap up this video, if Cy Young had elite stuff back in the day, I think he would have average stuff today that he would probably be able to work with and be a decent major league player. Again, a 4 or 5 starter, and if he was able to throw real hard, he'd probably be good somewhere in the bullpen to the back end of the bullpen if he didn't have a lot of off-speed stuff to go with his fastball. So could he play today? Sure. Why not? There's a lot of pitchers out there that you really wouldn't think much of, but they're really good pitchers. But today's game has gone so speed heavy where if you're not throwing 98 to 102 with a wipeout slider, you're probably not on the roster. But just for the fun of this exercise, I do think Cy Young could play in today's game with all the things that I've said. What are your thoughts? Do you think Cy Young could play in the modern day? Let me know down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Until next time, guys, everyone have a great day. Thanks for watching.